people a minute to roll up in here. Oh, man. Can't believe I even have to talk about this, man. The level of retardation and pettiness is completely unreal. But I'm going to get into that in a minute. Do me a favor. When y'all get up in here, please hit the like button. That gives it a better chance of getting notifications out, because the algorithm ain't looking out for your boy. It hasn't ever looked out for your boy. It is what it is. But we're going to get into this real quick. I didn't, this should not be worthy of anything other than, oh, well, who's going to go see The Little Mermaid, right? Oh, I'm interested to go see that. You see, one trailer comes out with about a 30-second fucking clip, and people are just losing their fucking mind, right? Why are people losing their mind? Because they cast Ariel, right? They cast a black woman to play Ariel, all right? People are losing their fucking mind because they cast Ariel with a black woman, Halle Bailey, right? Beautiful young woman, sing her ass off. She's very talented, but that don't matter because she's black. What does that sound like? If you're trashing a movie based on a teaser, right? Based on a teaser that's not even a full 30 seconds or even a full minute, what do you call it? What do you call that? You're trashing the movie because she's black, even though you haven't seen the movie. That's called racism. All right? That's what racism is. You understand what I'm saying? Is it technically institutional racism or systemic racism? No. But it is racism. Here are a few things that we have to get out the way. All right? The Little Mermaid is fictional. I can't believe I have to say that, but The Little Mermaid is fictional. The Little Mermaid is not a real thing. It's not a real living being. It's not even. There is no such thing as a fucking mermaid. All right, mermaids don't exist in the world today. It is the original movie is based on some other shit, but it's fictional, right? Kind of like sirens are fictional. Sirens are basically mermaids, and sirens were considered man-eating monsters, right? Because pirates and fucking ship people, right? Back in the day, they'd be on the ships and they'd hear noises and it would draw them to the rocks and they would crash the fucking boat. That's where they got this idea of sirens from, right? Women with little fish fins on their ass, right? With legs, singing to draw motherfuckers to crash into shit. When really, it was sea fucking fever, right? They're on the ocean all goddamn day and all day goddamn night for months and months and months because they had to travel across the Atlantic Ocean or across the Pacific Ocean. And so when things like that can't be explained happen, they personify it and turn it into some shit that don't exist, right? I can give many examples of that, but I don't feel like getting into the religion shit. The Little Mermaid is not real, okay? Ursula is not real. In the movie, Ursula was a purple fucking mosquito. She was a purple fucking octopus with a busty woman on top, right? So there are no such thing as purple octopuses with women bodies on top, okay? It doesn't exist, right? Octopi, or wherever the plural term for octopus is, octopussies, octopusi, They look, they're not purple, okay? They can change color to their surroundings, but they're not fucking purple in real life. And there aren't fucking sea animals carrying tridents, all right, and swirling around and creating magical shit. Flounder fish, they don't talk. Are we understanding? All right, sea animals can't talk, right? They don't have flowing hair that is majestic, right? They don't have clamshell titty bras. It's not fucking real. What the fuck? This is turning into idiocracy. Why am I having to come on here and explain this shit? Is it because I'm not I'm not a biologist, so maybe I can't speak on it, just like I can't answer whether or not a woman is a woman and give a definition. What am I doing? What the fuck is going on right now? I'm fucking hot. All right? Because I'm done. I'm done trying to reason with white people, right? I'm done trying to reason with white people who believe that the Little Mermaid, listen to me. All right, I was watching the Clown Shoe Lucas's video about it, and the some of the tweets that he went over. All right, and I don't like the Clown Shoe Lucas because he threatened my children, and I still want to fight him, but I'm with him on this, right? Yo, why is there a tweet? The real Little Mermaid is white. Let me repeat that. Somebody tweeted this. A grown individual, an adult, said the real Little Mermaid is white. Okay, to me that was the worst tweet. But apparently there are other tweets talking about watermelon and she has watermelon in her trove and stupid shit like just racist, completely racist motherfucking tweets. But we're supposed to believe that you white people that have a problem with the Little Mermaid being black, that you're colorblind, right? We're supposed to believe that shit, right? When you display constantly that you are not colorblind because all you see is color, because every time you have the opportunity to shit on black people, that's what you do. And that's not just white people. It's all right. My stream is being fucked with. Anyway, I don't give a fuck about the Little Mermaid, whether she's black, whether she's white, excuse me, because it's a fictional character, right? Now, I also watched the Hodge twins take on it. And they said they don't have a problem with the Little Mermaid being black, and they don't see what the big deal is, why these white conservatives have a problem with it, and they called them out on their racism, as they rightly should. But I'm in the comment section, and I see an idiot say, oh, the problem is they don't race swap in the other direction. What the fuck? You know the phrase, I was born at night, but not last night. Well, apparently these idiots were born last night, because they must have just been born last night if they don't know that race swapping happens in every single direction in terms of movie, entertainment, all that shit. But I have never seen a movie or a TV show where it's based on a real person, right? Based on a person that actually existed. Swap the race from white to black. But I've seen it the other way around, right? What's that old white woman back in the day? She was in the old movies. She played Cleopatra, right? Completely white woman, pale as a motherfucking get out, right? Now, Cleopatra was mixed, okay? She had black and Greek and all type of shit, but she was not a pale white woman. But a pale white woman played Cleopatra, And all throughout movie history, they have cast white people as Egyptian motherfuckers. And I'm talking about far enough back in Egyptian history to where we know that these Egyptians were black. Dynasty after dynasty after dynasty of Egyptians were black up to a certain point. Around the time right before Cleopatra got in there, when it became mixed. When they started trading with other countries and all other type of shit. Which basically led to all type of shit. I'm not going to get into that. But it's not just Egyptians, right? These motherfuckers, there is a movie about Michael Jackson, okay? A movie about Michael Jackson. We know Michael Jackson's black. It's about Michael Jackson and I think Frank Sinatra. So I don't know who the fuck. They went across the country to go to a concert. I don't remember what the exact premise of the movie was. It's basically Michael Jackson and a couple of motherfuckers on a road trip. Guess who they cast as Michael Jackson? Now, Michael Jackson is a real motherfucker. A real person that actually lived in real life. Guess who played Michael Jackson in that movie? Adrian to the fuck Brody. Adrian Brody. Okay? He played Michael Jackson. Now, was Michael Jackson skin bleached or did he have vitiligo? Yeah, okay. But he still was black. You telling me they couldn't get a black person, put him in whiteface, and have him play Michael Jackson? And let's go back to the original race swapping ever to be. With blackface minstrel shows. Okay? Where all type of white people got in blackface and was playing black Negroes who was happy about being slaves. Okay? Let's be real about the shit. I am not coddling any white people today. Never have, actually. I'm not coddling any white folks. I'm not pandering any white people. Y'all have lost your fucking mind. Not all white people, but I'm talking about the white people who have a problem with the Little Mermaid being black and puts out tweets like these idiots did. Okay? Where all these memes they created around the Little Mermaid and how they have a problem with that. You have lost your fucking mind. And this is why the Civil War will probably happen. Right? Because we know they won a Civil War. We know they want to pit white versus black, left versus right, to keep the focus off them so that the Federal Reserve can continue to print money out of nowhere and all that shit. And so that the IRS can continue to rob us of our money. And so that the banksters can continue to feed off of us, right? So that Bill Gates can motherfucking do his thing with the depopulation, right? Well, I might get a strike for that because I know, you know. Anyway, I don't give a fuck right now. I mean, let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. And shout out to the Hodge twins for keeping it real about this, man. There is nothing wrong with the Little Mermaid being black. Well, do the original. You know what? I agree. I agree that we should, black people, white people, we need to come up with we need to come up with more original shit. I agree. Original shit, yes. But everybody needs to come up with original shit. Y'all don't have a problem with them remaking Lion King, remaking The Jungle Book, remaking this, remaking that. Just in general, nothing is original. Nothing's original. Right? Not only do black people lack original stories in entertainment, but so do motherfucking white people. So does the industry in general. Because all they're doing is rehashing this, rehashing that, remaking this, remaking that. Or they'll create something original with old ideas. The whole motherfucking Hollywood is unoriginal. So what are we really talking about? And it'll be the same people that have a problem with Hollywood. Oh, they hate Hollywood. Hollywood is going after your children. They're grooming your children. They're putting sexual shit in there. And they're making your children think sexually. Oh, but you want to complain about that, but you also, so you should, I mean, then why are you so concerned about the Little Mermaid? Right? Because didn't the cover of the Little Mermaid have phalluses all over the place? Oh, well, you know, so why would you want your precious white girls to be defiled by Disney? Don't you have a problem with the grooming Disney? Disney's grooming everybody, right? Oh, but you have a problem with well, you should be happy that your white girls didn't get defiled by Disney anymore. Yeah, you should be wanting them to race swap, right? Because your precious white girls, they won't have to worry about it. They won't have to be groomed by Disney, right? Completely asinine. You know, these people are full of shit. They are doing nothing but perpetuating the division, right? They want to talk about how the left is dividing and left divisive. Left is this, left is that, right? But they're just as divisive or even worse. And every opportunity they can, they get more and more divisive, right? They all do it. They all do it. You know what I'm saying? When it shouldn't even matter who is cast as a Little Mermaid. Were you planning on watching The Little Mermaid? Or, right? What if does your children have a problem with The Little Mermaid being black? That's the question, because it's for kids, right? So you should ask your child, do you have a problem with The Little Mermaid being black? And if that child says yes, then, well, that's a problem in and of itself. But most children are probably gonna say, I don't care. But you want to be mad when they show black girls excited about a black mermaid being in the Little Mermaid. Y'all hate that. Oh, look at that little black. I think it was Brandon Tatum who called these children that were reacting to the Little Mermaid idiots, because they were excited about the Little Mermaid being black. They were excited about being able to identify with a fictional character. And Brandon Tatum called them idiots, future idiots, right? Do you see what the issue with that, or am I missing something here? You're calling children idiots, right? Because they don't think along the lines of the way you think. But I say this: if a grown ass man, and these are little girls, right? These are little girls. So not only is he calling children idiots, he's calling little girls idiots. This is a grown ass man we're talking about here. But we all know, well, at least in my mind, I know that Brandon Tatum is a man-child anyway. So that's neither here nor there. Do you see what the insidious thoughts of these individuals, what they have toward black girls? Do they hate black girls so much that they would be so devastated and crushed and heartbroken at the fact that they cast a black girl as Little Mermaid? Why? You have to ask that question. Why are you so concerned about that? Why is that such a big deal for a fictional character, right? It's not like they cast Halle Bailey to play Anne Boleyn, right? We know, y'all know who Anne Boleyn is. He is King George the Eighth. Excuse me, whatever wife I forgot, but she basically was a crazy ass chick. But anyway, I can see, okay, well, they cast a British queen as a motherfucking black woman, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see that because that's a real individual. I would just be like, well, why are they doing that? Just like when they cast white characters, white people to play real black people that actually lived and existed in the world and breathed breath, right? I would say that's retarded. I'm not gonna watch that stupid shit because it's not real. You know what I'm saying? It's not even depicting real shit. And so, like when they cast Adrian Brody to play Michael Jackson, I'm not interested in that. Like, that's not even. What am I gonna do? But when I had no problem with what's that movie, Thunder something? It had Robert Downey Jr. in it and Ben Stiller, and Robert Downey Jr. played an Australian dude who was playing a black man. Right? He had on blackface, all that type of shit. It's a comedy movie. It's funny. It's fictional. You know what I'm saying? And he did a great job. It was fucking hilarious. But it wasn't a real person. Right? Yeah, he had blackface on. But the shit was good. It was good. And I was not insulted by that because he, you know what I'm saying, he did good. Everybody's scared now and then. You know, he did a great job. He's a great actor. So, yeah, okay. But it was that's what, and everything that you would address about a man being in blackface, a white man being in blackface, was addressed in the movie by the black character, the actual black character, who called him out every chance he could get. You know what I'm saying? So it understood. It knew what it was. It had self-awareness. Tropic Thunder had self-awareness and knew how retarded it was to cast a white man to play a black man when there are thousands and thousands of black actors that could play that same role. That was called out in the movie. It worked. It worked, right? The shit happened. It was great. I like Tropic Thunder. No problem with it. I ain't about to cancel Robert Downey Jr. And, now he about to play a Mexican for a Jamie Foxx movie, which is another. I don't have a problem with that, right? It is what it is. If you can pull it off, you can pull it off, right? That's just how it works, man. That's just how it works. And what was the other? And this whole thing about it only goes one way. I got another example, right? I don't know if you guys have seen Better Call Saul, right? Better Call Saul, great TV show, right? It's the spinoff of the Breaking Bad movie. It was kind of like a prequel spinoff. But they have this cat. As a matter of fact, one of the Salamancas, right? The uncle of the twins. He's not Mexican. The guy that plays that character, he's not Mexican. And the guy that plays Lalo, he's not Mexican either. His last name is Dalton. The dude is not, you know what I'm saying? But he kind of had that look like he could be Mexican. And he had a great accent, and he did the role justice. He did it justice. Great actor, right? The dude that played Hector Salamanca and Lalo Salamanca, they're both not Mexican in real life. So, but it's a fictional, right? Fictional, based on a fictional story, based on fictional characters that never existed in the world. Okay? And you also have, what's his name? The guy that talks like this, and he played Frank White, right? In The King of New York. I forgot his name. What's his fucking name? Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken played 18 million Italians in his career. He ain't nobody's Italian. Well, he might be. He just because his last name is Walken doesn't mean that maybe his mama or his grandmama was Italian. I don't know. But he ain't James Caan in motherfucking. He played hundreds of Italians. James Caan ain't no motherfucking Italian. It happens. It happens. Right? So this idea, oh, the race swapping don't happen both ways and blah, blah. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Oh, sensitive ass motherfuckers. Sensitive. Y'all want to call people snowflake, but y'all some motherfucking snowballs. You understand? Y'all ain't even a snowflake. Y'all all up in the stratosphere, getting ready to crystallize and turn into a goddamn snowflake. That's how fucking fragile you are. But you want to talk about how other people are fragile. You know what I'm saying? How can we ever continue? How can we ever reach and achieve the goal of achieving true freedom? And oh shit, man, I can't get my raw milk, man. Damn it. Maybe. Nope. There's a place I get my raw milk from. Really good. Yeah, James Caan's a German Jew playing an Italian multiple times. Godfather, some other movie he was in. He was a consigliere to fucking Vito Corleone. So what's the deal? How many motherfucking white men played motherfucking Native Americans throughout movie history? These people, if black people call shit out, oh, you know, we're victims, right? Oh, we're victims. Like when I was responding to some of them comments, them idiotic comments, right, in my short, I was being called a victim for pointing out facts, shit that actually happened in history. We're supposed to get over everything. We're supposed to get over the most atrocious treatment of human beings in the world over hundreds of years. We're supposed to just get over that. Get over it. And then we're supposed to get over everything that happened after that. Oh, like black people are just supposed to wake up one day and everything that happened before was washed away, and we have just every opportunity in the world as a whole. And then you got these good Negroes out here. Yeah, the good Negroes. Oh, I'm a good Negro. They might get up out the mud and have some success. And because they got out the mud and had some success, they then become this conservative, like this fake conservative who is like, okay, because I came up out the mud, that means that everybody in the black community has the same opportunity all at once. And it's just supposed to happen like that. But that's not fucking reality. That's why I say these people are children. They don't understand nuance. They don't understand epigenetics. They don't understand actions and reactions. They don't understand that, right? The law of thermodynamics. They don't understand that. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction that plays out. Equal and opposite, right? Equal. So if, for instance, if you have hundreds of years of slavery, right? What is equal and opposite to that? Hundreds of years of building and creating and getting your own way. It doesn't happen in 50 fucking 60 years. But that's what they want. They want it to happen in 60 years, right? And it ain't even been 60 years since black people have been treated incorrectly. You know, that's just what it is. Equal and opposite. Ain't been no equal, ain't been no opposite yet. But they want us to think that, oh, well, you just come up, just get your bootstraps and just pull yourself up. That is the most retarded fucking idiocy, right? That's not idiocracy. That is the most dumbest, right? Like, what bootstraps? What does that even mean? It's a non-starter, right? Pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. All right, well, do I have bootstraps to begin with? And if I don't have bootstraps to begin with, how do I then get myself some bootstraps? And then once I get the bootstraps, how do I then pull myself up by them? I have a level of success, right? I have a great paying job. I got a house with a little bit of land, right? Everything that I set out to do, I do it. But don't think that I just feel like, oh, well, everybody in the black community can do it now. I did it, so everybody can do it. And when I know goddamn well they can't. I know it, right? Because I lived in these communities. I lived in Compton. I live in the motherfucking South Central. And before I left, I lived in the South Central. Before I left California. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see the destitution. I can see the destitute conditions, right? I can see it. But these people that so-called call themselves having come from the hood, like ABL and Brandon Tatum, I've been there. They don't, you know what I'm saying? If they were really in tune with the hood and really was about that. Anyway, not everybody gets the opportunity that I got to become an electrician, right? To become join the military even, right? Let me explain something to you, right? Even in my union, right? My union is essentially a Democrat. The unions are Democrat based, essentially, right? They usually tend to vote and they lobby with Democrats because they feel like Democrats are more in line with union culture. Here's some interesting history about my home local, Local 11 in Los Angeles. Back in the 80s, right? They had good market share and they needed a lot of labor. They needed a lot of guys to come to work, right? They were desperate. They had all this work. And this is why they actually lost a lot of the market share, because they couldn't provide a lot of the labor that was needed for the boom, right? Because, there was a recession in the 80s and it started to pick back up. Did you know that they were so desperate not to hire black people? Now, this is real history. They were so desperate not to hire black, and it is an example of institutional and systemic racism. They were so desperate not to hire black people that they hired as many Mexicans as they could. And then on purpose, this was deliberately done. They said, no, we'd rather hire Hispanics and not black people. And that's why, as of this day, there are way more Hispanic union members in Local 11 than black members. And not only that, when I became general foreman, I was one of only 3 general foremen at the time. You don't have to believe me. Look up the history. That's just real shit. And this is what they came and told us during the apprenticeship. When I was in the apprenticeship program, they actually came and told us this, and that they were trying to turn that around. They were trying to hire, and that's why they had all these different things. People hiring women. They were hiring disadvantaged workers. What's a disadvantaged worker? A disadvantaged worker is an individual who was a felon, displaced from their home for more than 6 months, a woman. So these are things they had to do to try to clean up their image of being racist. You understand what I'm saying? Is to hire more black people. And that's why they have in those communities, if you are building in those communities, you have to hire from someone in those communities. I'm talking about black communities. When they were building the schools, hell, even when they were building the new stadium in Inglewood, they had to hire 30% of their labor had to be from this community, and it had to be black people. You had to be of a certain zip code, and they had to have a certain percentage of black people. Why? Because they didn't have enough black people in their union pool because of what they did in the 80s. You see how shit works? You see how shit that happened 20 years ago affects what happens 20 years, affects what happens today? Now they're trying to play catch up because they have to, not because they really want black people to come work. No, because they have to, an image to uphold, because they have to get the votes that they need to get the shit that they want so that they can build more shit and get Billions of dollars of motherfucking money. Trillions of dollars. It's a $1 trillion industry in California. But they have to do certain things to get that market share, to get all those government contracts, to do all this shit. Hey, because they're Democrats and because Democrats wants the black vote, it's not because they love black people. Let me help y'all understand that. It's the affirmative action is not about helping black people. It's about helping white Democrats get a voter base. A voter base that gives the illusion that they have some level of power, when really they don't need to vote. They just need you to go and vote. They need you to stand in the voting line. They don't actually need your vote. They just need you to stand in the voting line to give you the illusion that you are part of something, that you are part of the power structure. You're not part of the power structure. You're not part of the power structure. That's just a reality of shit. You are not part of the power structure. You're a peon, and they need you to go cast your vote. Not because they want to use that vote to raise someone to power. No. Because they want you to submit. Voting is about submitting your sovereignty to someone else. Because when you vote, you're saying, I want you to rule over me. I want you to be in charge of my life. That's what you're doing when you're voting. And that's why they want your black vote. Not because it's actually going to do something. No, it's because they want to give you the illusion, look, we're for black people. As recently as in the 2000s, they were redistricting in motherfucking LA. I know this because it was all over the news locally. And they were redrawing district lines so they can get the Metro link down Crenshaw Boulevard. Black people didn't want that. Why? Because we had businesses on Crenshaw Boulevard that black people have a whole bunch of businesses on Crenshaw Boulevard. All up and down and through that bitch. From Lamert Park, from even before Lamert Park, all the way to motherfucking Century. Black businesses. But they wanted to build that Metro link, so they had to redraw district lines so that they could get the votes. The illusion of the, right? They're supposed to give them the illusion that they have the power. They had to put on this dog and pony show to show you, look, we had to redistrict so that we can get the votes to do this. The Metro link is going to be good for the black community. But what happens? In order for this Metro link to happen, they had to shut down all these black businesses. What do you call that? Systemic racism. Because they don't want black people to have businesses. They don't want that. And what happened alongside and coincided with that? The market crash, right? The housing market crash happened around the same time. A lot of black people lost their homes in those areas, right? And a lot of their houses got bought from up underneath them by corporations and wealthy elites. And they had to get up out of there. That coincided with the redistricting to get to the Metro link. You understand what I'm saying? All this shit happens in order. You understand what I'm saying? All these things happen and leads to something that they're trying to achieve. They're trying to achieve a goal, which is nefarious, right? Because it's not a goal to help the people. It's a goal to help themselves, to the people's stuff, and to the control of the people. And the black in the black communities, they're just the easiest to manipulate. Why? Why are the black communities the easiest to manipulate? Because we're not even in control of our own communities, right? We're not. There's a lot of black people live in the communities, but we're not part of the power structure of those communities. We have very, very little power. It's easy to manipulate black people. And guess who they use to manipulate black people? Other black people. They will elevate your black ass at the detriment of their black ass. If you don't believe it, I don't know what to tell you. That's the reality. And that's in LA. Democrat ran LA, right? Democrats, white Democrats, they're not supposed to be racist. They're supposed to be loving black people. No, these are the motherfuckers that are really the most dangerous to the black community are white Democrats. I mean, but we all know Left wing, right wing, same bird. But it's just easier for a Democrat, so-called Democratic white people to manipulate and destroy the community of black people. Strip us of resources. I was supposed to respond to this bullshit that Ben Shapiro did, this where he's asking these questions about culture and talking about black culture and all that. But I'm not gonna do that right now. I'll probably do that later. Anyway, I just had to get on here because I didn't really care about this Little Mermaid shit, but I was driven to the brink by some of these idiots. It's just crazy. But let me read y'all comments real quick. No pulling the wool over snap. Hell no, you ain't pulling the wool over my eyes. No. Javier saying it's cheap labor. Here's Apache, really. Sinbad is black. Old dude's head dude says. Black Monsters family. That's what we need, huh? Oh, dude, if they created a Black Monsters family, oh man, they'd be real upset. That's a real stupid person saying the real mermaid was white figures since mermaids are demons. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Yes, Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder. Alicia Trigg said, I already have friends hitting me up to go support the movie as if the young lady is going to see any type of fair compensation. Oh, absolutely not. Sad part, the people with common sense know better than to entertain this BS. And, I wasn't. It's just, something's got to give, man. Something's got to give. But anyway, I got to get out of here. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. And, yeah. Much love to you guys. Thank you for coming through. Yes, sirens. Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier in the video. Mermaids are sirens. Sirens are fucking demonic creatures. They're monsters. They used to cause the deaths, of course, mythologically, of sailors and the like. So, and they're not cute. They're like have fangs. They're like, they're translucent. They're crazy, right? That's what mermaids are. Mermaids are sirens. Sirens are mermaids. That's what it is. Anyway, much love to y'all. Holla at y'all later. And let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.